Afternoon YouTube, this is Dylan with Redemption Auto Sales, and today marks the first episode of a very ambitious series that we are trying to pull off, where we are flipping one singular sub $5,000 car into a supercar. Now, I don't know what supercar that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be something super exotic or what the case is exactly yet, but the whole goal is to show basically the entire process from start to finish. So this is a vehicle that we just purchased off of a client off the street, and our end goal is going to be to scale this one car into multiple cars, and then once that, the revenue has equated enough from that, we're going to be purchasing a supercar. Here is the vehicle we are actually starting with. So this is a 2016 Toyota Camry with a whole lot of miles. So we are just over 200,000 miles on this thing. 2016, so it is, relatively newer in year. Miles is definitely super high. Condition definitely matches the miles. There's various paint defects. Obviously, the front bumper is, pretty messed up, completely missing the front grille, really yellow headlights, bald tires. There's definitely some things that we got to address before we, retail this to the public. But the whole goal here is to take this vehicle and everybody. So with me today, I actually have one of our operations guys. His name is Jeremy.
How's it going?
So he has a very important job with us. He is responsible for the primary inspections on every vehicle that we take in, whether it's purchasing off the street, whether it's a trade-in, or if we're purchasing for another dealer. This is the man who has all the responsibility in pretty much the vehicles we buy. So if something's a turd, it's his fault.
Yes.
But this car in particular, we did buy this vehicle directly off of someone off the street. So right now, Jeremy's just going to give us a brief overview of exactly what goes into the reconditioning process. And whenever we're looking at these cars, what exactly we're looking at to get these cars retail ready. So again, this is a higher mile car, right around 200,000 miles on it. We did get it pretty cheap, and our goal is going to be to flip this into a supercar. We don't know what supercar that is yet, but we're starting with a very bare bones car that this could be a repeatable process for anybody with their own independent dealership, or even if you're just flipping cars on the side, you're going to truly be able to see how easy it is to scale from one car to multiple. So let's go ahead and take a look here, Jeremy. Obviously, what's sticking out to me right away is this front bumper. I'm assuming that we're not missing the lower grille for any aerodynamic reasons. It's all probably damage.
All cosmetic. So one of the first things I do when I'm evaluating a vehicle is going off of the obvious first. Anything that detracts your eye, like the headlights, the off-color bumper. You'd probably notice if you pan around, you'd probably see some minor dents, scratches, typical wear and tear for at least this age of a vehicle. Next thing I'd be looking for is the tires, rims and tires. If the rims and tires are bent up, or if the tires itself are dry rotted.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So even though a tire has good tread, it doesn't necessarily mean that's a good tire, because it could be dry rotted, it could be a 10-year-old tire. There's a lot that goes into that. It's not just tread.
Oh yes, a lot of little things. So I kind of noticed little things like how there's only a pinstripe on just the door. So it makes me think other panels have been repainted or replaced previously. We find all that out through the Carfax anyways, but in general, when we're making our way around the vehicle, you'll notice scrapes along the plastics. It's going to get fully repainted anyways, so all of these will just get sanded down and the whole thing will be repainted. But what I look for is major structural damage, so anything around the dog legs, anything around the pillar area, if it's bent or anything like that, it'd be a big concern for me. And then let me pop the hood for y'all right quick. Being this is a 2016 Toyota, it runs and drives pretty dang good.
Just has a whole lot of miles on her. She was a driver.
She definitely was. It's 215,000 miles. So it has a few little things. One of the obvious ones, it doesn't have a battery tie down, so that'll get replaced. Other things I look for is around the valve cover. That's a very easy telltale sign if oil's leaking. Next thing I would look at is the belt system over here. see if the belt is fine, serviceable. You could also see like other leaks or other potential issues with the vehicle just off of observation alone.
So then whenever we get a car in, Jeremy, what is the mechanical process? We obviously just went over the cosmetic stuff.
Yes.
We're taking a look at the engine now, but what do we do to make sure that these vehicles are good to put on the road?
Essentially, I have to go for at least a solid 15-20 minute test drive, let the vehicle warm up, get to normal operating temperatures, and see if there's any noises coming from the engine or the transmission. If there are any like loud ticking noises that don't sound like from the factory, that is a big concern. Or if the transmission feels slightly off, like it's hard shifting or doesn't want to shift when it's supposed to, that is another big red flag. And those usually have to go to ASE certified mechanics so they can run their tests and verify the problems that I'm finding.
Yeah, and that's another important point. So we do not have mechanics on site. Even Jeremy himself isn't a mechanic. He's very handy with some tools, but he and us, we don't have mechanics. So we actually work with several shops in our local area. We call them vendor partners. So we're same shops that everyday people off the street can use. The only difference is because we're a business, we have a business relationship with them. So we typically get wholesale pricing on our repairs. So every vehicle we get does go through not only Jeremy's inspection, but even this car is going to go down to one of our local shops. They're going to throw it up on a lift, make sure that even though we don't see anything leaking, whether it's oil, coolant, brake fluid, whatever it could be, they're also going to do a full 120 something point inspection just to make sure that they're solid. And then whatever recommendations they give us, that's what we really base our mechanical reconditioning off. So just from looking at this car, Jeremy, what all do you think we have to do? Obviously, we got the new front bumper sitting in the back there. So obviously, we got to do that. It looks like we got to do some headlight restore.
Yes, sir. So first and foremost, we're going to get the biggest things out of the way, and we're going to swap out this bumper before we give a full paint job. Another thing that is high up on the list is tires. This one's looking a little rough.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see on the edges there that it has some alignment wear for sure.
Yes, sir. So we'll go through, check all the tires, make sure they're not dated out or dry rotting. And then if all goes well on the test drive, it'll just go through a normal multi-point inspection with our mechanics. And then after cosmetics and mechanics are out of the way, it'll get ready for detail and put out on the front line, ready for sale.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your time, Jeremy. I know you're a busy man, so I'm going to let you get back to it.
Yes, sir.
We got to get this thing ready to flip for sure.
Oh, yes.
All right, everybody. I am back with Kyle. Kyle does do all of our vehicle appraisals, so he is the one who appraised this 16 Camry for us. And right now we're going to go through exactly how our appraisal process works and then how we also price our vehicles.
So how we commonly start an appraisal is obviously we want to do a physical inspection of that car. Jeremy went over that process with you guys earlier. On this specific car, this was actually a cash purchase off the street. So we had a customer that came in. They specifically wanted to sell this car. It wasn't a trade-in or anything like that. And as you guys can see right here, if Dylan is nice enough to zoom in for you guys, this vehicle has a whopping 214,000 miles on this car. Yep, 214,000 miles. Now, if this was any other car besides the Toyota Camry, I probably would have just straight up passed on this. I probably wouldn't even have considered just purchasing it. If it was a trade, yeah, we'll take it in because we're moving a unit in the process. But a vehicle to purchase with 214,000 miles, if this was any other car, Hyundai, Chevy, Ford, I would have just told them we weren't interested. But after I actually appraised this car, just so you guys know, if you see my program over here towards this right side section, if Dylan goes ahead and kind of does a little zoom in here, they build you out like a little 4 square here for us. And the way that we do this is we build out an appraised value of what we're hoping to pay. I put $3,000 here, an initial profit of what we ultimately want to make. And then this is the percent of market here. So the adjusted percent of market is at 90%. with a selling price of $7,500. Our goal here at Redemption Auto Sales is usually to sell a vehicle in between about 93 and 100%. I initially built this car at 90% because of the fact that this car has 214,000 miles on it. So even though it's a Camry, it's still high on miles. And the vehicle, you guys saw it, how it looked, right? So this is not the nicest vehicle that we have ever bought. And I built this car in after Jeremy did his initial assessment. I just went out and glanced at the car, and then I came back in and kind of just was talking with the customer, building rapport, you know, establishing a relationship with them while Jeremy inspected it. But I just gave the car once over, and I put these notes in from Jeremy: front bumper, grill, passenger fender, passenger quarter, AC controls, tires, interior super dirty. So I estimated a reconditioning cost up here, if you guys come back up on this right side, of $1,800 on this car. If you scroll down with me here, you can see that I put out a parameter here. So in Viato, you can actually look across a certain mile radius to your location. If he's following my mouse here, you guys will see we have this pushed out to 150 miles in distance. And in 150 miles in distance, there's 51 other retail listings in the market. If I open that up, I can actually see all the other listings in the market. So, you know, looking at this, it does kind of look like we're a little bit above pricing on here. And after I actually made this purchase, I told my guys, I should have told this guy about $1,500 for this car. But anyways, it happens from time to time. You overpay, especially for a car with these miles, with these issues. But I think we'll still make a couple bucks on it. And hopefully we established a relationship with somebody who will bring us some customers. But that's how I kind of determine it. I look at the market, what the cars are selling for. I determine, you know, what we think we can pay based upon what reconditioning we're going to have to do on it. And then according to what I believe that we're going to sell it for. So, you know, I think that we'll ultimately get a buyer on this car because it's a newer Camry. It's a 2016. And it's listed, we're going to list it for like $7,500. And we're going to be one of the most affordable in the market. And after we bring this car back to life, watch our process here. One of the things that we actually specialize in, I hope this is going to be a long form content because I'm just going in on you guys today. One of the things that we really specialize in here at Redemption Auto Sales is really redeeming these cars. We take a lot of these cars that most people would pass on. We pick them up for affordable prices, and we really put a lot of work bringing these cars back to life. You know, our average reconditioning cost here is about $1,500. And our average retail pricing is about $10,000 to $12,000. So on average, we're investing like 15% back into these cars to put them back up for sale. So, I mean, we invest a lot into our cars to put them out. So this car, we're going to redo the front bumper. We're going to fix all the body damage. We're going to repaint the entire car. We're going to bring that interior back to life. We're going to put new tires on it. You know, and we're going to make this thing shine, man. And somebody's really going to want to take this home by the time we get it done, even though it's got 214,000 miles.
Thank you guys for watching. Again, my name's Dylan with Redemption Auto Sales. We will be getting the second part to this video up as soon as we can, hopefully within the next 7 to 14 days after it's back from, you know, paint and then our mechanic shop for an inspection. And the next video will go over everything we did in reconditioning. We'll also give a price breakdown of what we have in the car before we're, you know, putting it through retail. So after it gets back from the shop, it's still gonna have to go through detail, get pictured, get put online, everything like that. But be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys like, what you'd like to see from us in the future. And hopefully we're gonna be able to turn this $3,000 Camry into something really awesome.